Hello. Okay, so I'm gonna do a video on why I shaved my head. I shaved my head about 2 years ago now, maybe three. Um, I did it complete random. I didn't tell anyone that I was gonna do it. Growing up, I had this thick, curly, coarse hair. My dad and everyone on my dad's side has this hair, and it's in between afro and just a mess. And I had struggled with it for most of my life, probably like 6 months prior to me shaving my head. I had shaved just a little strip of it, and it grew in like dead straight. So I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna shave the rest of it. But before that, I had box dyed my hair, I had cut it. This is when tape-ins were just coming in, and I had paid this girl a ridiculous amount of money to do tape-ins, and it was literally like the dye job was so bad. My hair just looked so bad, it was fried, and the tape-ins were like starting to pull on my hair. And growing up, I kind of was into Amber Rose. Who else? G.A. Jane with Demi Moore, and I kind of have had the face shape that I thought I could maybe rock it. So I went into I just went into the mall. I didn't make an appointment. I just walked right in, and the lady there was like, "Oh, you mean your boyfriend's hair? You want to get your boyfriend's haircut?" I'm like, "No, I want my head shaved." So she did it, and like I just felt, you feel so good. Shaving your head is an experience when you have long hair and you've been fighting with it for most of your life. I had spent so much money prior, and growing up, nobody taught me how to tame my hair or how to style my hair, so it was always something I was kind of insecure about. And not only that, if you're active, you're always pulling your hair back, and it can be kind of hard on your head on top of that. So when I shaved it, I went to my dad's house. He almost didn't even recognize me. He had no idea. And then I was going into my apartment building, and my landlord was in the building, and he asked me, he's like, "Oh, who are you?" I'm like, "Oh, it's me. Like, sorry, I just cut my hair." So that was kind of interesting. A lot of people didn't really recognize me, or it threw them off a little bit. And getting jobs and stuff like that, I already have a tattoo on my hand, so I figured if I'm gonna, people aren't gonna hire me because of that. F it, I'm gonna shave my head. So, but it's kind of interesting, the reactions you get from people. I've had it for about 2 years now, and before, I can definitely tell if people look at you different, or they treat you different because they see you as something different, right? Even though you're not, right? But I would say men, for sure. Before, I would be catcalled. I still do, but it's not as bad. But it kind of throws guys off a little bit. I don't know if it's like something intimidating, or they see short hair, so they see masculinity, and it's like a different thing for them, or they respect me a little bit more. I don't know what it is. It's weird. I still haven't really figured it out. And what else? I think I've also, ever since I shaved my head, I've heard so many good stories that otherwise, if I wouldn't have had short hair, I wouldn't have heard. Starting, people will come up to me and say, when I have all bald and I'm down to just the guard and I don't have any hair on top, I'll have cancer survivors or people who are still going through their treatment come up to me and say, "Oh, how's your treatment? Like, you know, I'm blah blah blah," and I always feel kind of like bad, like, oh, I'm not sick, right? But otherwise, like, you know, they come up to me and they say, "Oh, you know, you look so good with your head shaved." Like, it kind of makes me feel a little bit better, you know, knowing that I'm not the only one with short hair. So, you know, that's kind of always something that is, it's just interesting to hear those stories. Otherwise, yeah, so I don't think I'm gonna grow it in. I know my family hates that. My grandma is like, "Oh, just try and grow in your hair a little bit." But in the summertime, it's so nice to just not have anything, you know, keeping you too warm. So I think that's it. But yeah, that's my experience. When I first shaved it, my hair was probably, with extensions, it was probably down to here. So, and naturally it was probably right here. But yes, and I just told her, I think she did a one or two, and then I went home and I ended up just doing it to the guard, and I would just do guard for the longest time. But going into salons with female hairdressers, they didn't know how to cut my hair. So me being female, I didn't really realize that I could go into a actual what is it? Not a salon, but like a barber place to get your hair cut. And when I started going there, they give you the best haircuts. Like, you can like fade it out right to the skin, and then so I still have like one on top. But yeah, so I think I'm known for my short hair now. I do live in a smaller town, and half of it is very religious, and your hair is kind of like a symbol of your wealth in their you know, culture. So that's kind of interesting to see, you know. So yeah, that's my shaved head story. It's January, so I'm still feeling the Christmassy vibes, my Christmas sweater. But yeah, thank you. Bye.